with what you think the Niners should do with Brock Purdy, Steve Young?
Well, you got to have a little backdrop. I think the effort to make sure that we had Super Bowl ready teams the last few years while Brock was on his rookie contract.
The 49ers have finally put their cards on the table with Brock Purdy. What's the number? $45 million per year. Yes, you heard that right. The quarterback who led this team to a Super Bowl appearance is being offered just $45 million annually, and NFL insiders are calling it exactly what it is: hardball tactics. Jason LaConfora wrote on Twitter, 49ers playing hardball with Purdy is very on brand. Starting your offers at $45 million a year is something. Something indeed. In today's quarterback market, that's practically an insult to a 25-year-old rising star with Purdy's resume. Let's break down this contract situation, what it means for Purdy's future in San Francisco, and why this lowball offer might come back to haunt the 49ers organization. First, let's talk about where Purdy stands right now. He's entering the final year of his ridiculously undervalued rookie deal, a $3.74 million four-year contract that the 49ers signed him to as the last pick in the 2022 draft. Yes, Mr. Irrelevant has been the biggest bargain in the NFL over the past two seasons. For the 2025 season, Purdy is set to make about $5.2 million thanks to the proven performance escalator after making the Pro Bowl last season. That's still pennies compared to what top quarterbacks are making in today's NFL. For perspective, Purdy has made less than $1 million annually for his first three seasons. If any player deserves a massive pay bump, it's the guy who went from being the final draft pick to leading his team to an NFC Championship and Super Bowl appearance in just his second season. The 49ers have made it clear, at least publicly, that extending Purdy is a major priority on their off-season to-do list. John Lynch has repeatedly stated his desire to keep Purdy in San Francisco for the long term. But as we've learned countless times in the NFL, actions speak louder than words. So just how insulting is a $45 million per year offer? Let's put it in context. If Purdy accepted this deal, he would be tied for just 12th in average annual value among NFL quarterbacks, alongside Patrick Mahomes and Kirk Cousins. Yes, that's right, the same Kirk Cousins who got $180 million from the Falcons last year at age 36 while recovering from an Achilles tear. The market for elite quarterbacks has exploded recently. The top 5 highest-paid QBs all make $53 million per year or more. Dak Prescott just reset the market at $60 million annually. SpotRack, the industry leader in contract projections, has Purdy's market value estimated at $59.7 million per year, which would make him the second highest-paid quarterback behind only Prescott. So while $45 million might sound like a massive number to the average fan, in the context of the current quarterback market, it's a lowball offer that doesn't reflect Purdy's value or accomplishments. Former quarterback Chris Sims questioned whether Purdy was even worth top dollar, saying, $60 million for Brock Purdy. I don't feel comfortable with that. But the reality is that the market dictates the price, not comfort levels or what seems reasonable. And right now, the market for franchise quarterbacks is north of $50 million per year. What has Purdy done to deserve top quarterback money? Let's look at his resume. In just over 2 seasons as the 49ers starter, Purdy has compiled a 23-13 record. He's led San Francisco to 3 straight playoff appearances and 2 NFC Championship games. He finished 4th in MVP voting in 2023, establishing himself as one of the league's premier passers. Over the last 2 seasons, Purdy has thrown for 8,144 yards, 51 touchdowns, and 23 interceptions, with a stellar 104.5 passer rating. He's added another 467 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns on the ground. These are numbers that put him in elite company. Yes, the 2024 season wasn't his finest. His passer rating dropped nearly 17 points to 96.1, with 20 touchdown passes against 12 interceptions. The 49ers struggled to a 6-11 record, with Purdy going 6-9 as a starter. He threw for 3,864 yards while completing 65.9% of his passes and taking 31 sacks. All these numbers were worse than his 2023 breakout campaign, but context matters. The 49ers were plagued by injuries to key playmakers throughout the season. Christian McCaffrey barely played. Trent Williams missed significant time. Deebo Samuel wasn't himself. It wasn't just Purdy who struggled. The entire team did. Despite the down year, Purdy has proven his worth. He's young, just 25, has shown he can perform at an MVP level and has led his team to the biggest stage in football. Those are the credentials of a quarterback who deserves to be paid near the top of the market. So why are the 49ers starting so low? ESPN's Adam Schefter shed some light on their strategy. Schefter said this on The Pat McAfee Show.
And Brock Purdy obviously is going to want to get a deal done, and the Niners would want to get a deal done. But the issue is he's scheduled to make $5.1 million this season. He then could be tagged after next season for $41 million. He could be tagged the season after that for $51 million. So if you don't get a deal done with Brock Purdy and you're the Niners, and again, this would not be what Brock Purdy would want, I would imagine. Certainly not what his agent would want. He would play for $5 million this year, 41 next year, 51 the year after.
Schefter continued.
You're talking about $97+ million over the next 3 years, which for most people would be incredible money, but not for a quarterback who's waiting to get paid. And so the Niners have a bit of a cap issue, cash issue, and so they can't put Brock Purdy necessarily where he might be.
This reveals the 49ers' leverage in these negotiations. They could potentially control Purdy's rights for 3 more years without offering him a long-term deal. Pay him $5.1 million this year, franchise tag him at $41 million next year, and tag him again at $51 million the following year. That's significant leverage, but it's also a risky strategy. Playing hardball with your franchise quarterback rarely ends well. Just ask the Ravens about their negotiations with Lamar Jackson, or look at what happened with the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. Both quarterbacks eventually got paid even more by waiting. The 49ers cap situation is another factor in these negotiations. They're not exactly flush with cap space, and they have several big contracts already on the books. Their highest paid players for the 2025 season based on salary cap figures are Fred Warner, $29.2 million. George Kittle, $22 million. Trent Williams, $21.7 million. Nick Bosa, $20.5 million. Deebo Samuel, $15.9 million, now traded. Christian McCaffrey is the NFL's highest paid running back, with scheduled cap figures of $9.4 million this year, $11.9 million in 2026, and a massive $27.5 million in 2027. The 49ers just traded away Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders, which frees up some cap space, but they've also extended Brandon Ayuk, 4 years, $120 million, and Trent Williams, 3 years, $82.69 million, which limits their financial flexibility. They can create more cap space by restructuring existing contracts, something they've done frequently in recent years. But there's a limit to how many times you can kick the can down the road before the bill comes due. There's a deeper philosophical question at play here. Should Brock Purdy be paid like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? One perspective, articulated in the reporting, argues that Purdy shouldn't make more than Patrick Mahomes $45 million per year or Josh Allen $43 million per year because he's not better than those two elite quarterbacks.
It's more physically demanding because, like you said, football is a more physically demanding sport than the game of baseball. But I think what Shohei is doing is more difficult because I think we can only chronicle maybe 2 players that did it at this level. That's Babe Ruth, that's Shohei Ohtani. We've seen a lot of, hell, Troy Brown played offense and defense for the Patriots. You remember that, Stephen A? You remember that, Ocho?
Travis Hunter finds himself at the center of a heated debate that has crossed the boundaries between football and baseball. During his NFL Combine press conference in Indianapolis, the Heisman Trophy winner made a statement that instantly went viral, igniting fierce reactions from fans and professionals across both sports. When asked directly about which dual role was more challenging, his two-way football position or Shohei Ohtani's pitcher-hitter combination in baseball, Hunter didn't hesitate to back himself. Probably me. What I do in football because it's a lot on your body, you know. Ohtani, he's a great player, but you got to do a lot in football.
Probably me, what I do in football because it's a lot on your body. You know, Ohtani, he's a great player, but you got to do a lot in football.
This straightforward comparison between two elite athletes from different sports quickly sparked outrage, particularly among baseball enthusiasts who viewed the comment as disrespectful to one of baseball's greatest talents. The brewing controversy has made many wonder if Hunter's bold attitude might affect his draft prospects. similar to concerns raised about his Colorado teammate Shedeur Sanders. Before delving deeper into the controversy, it's important to understand who Travis Hunter is and why his opinion carries weight. Hunter has established himself as a phenomenal two-way player in college football, excelling at both cornerback and wide receiver positions at Colorado. His exceptional talent earned him the prestigious Heisman Trophy in 2024, cementing his status as one of the most remarkable college football players. Hunter's versatility on the field has drawn comparisons to his coach, Deion Sanders, who also played both offense and defense during his professional career. Currently, Hunter stands as a potential top 5 pick in the upcoming NFL draft, with some analysts suggesting he could go as high as the number 1 overall selection. His combination of defensive skills and offensive capabilities makes him a rare prospect that teams are eager to acquire. Beyond the football field, Hunter maintains a personal life that has also caught public attention. He's engaged to Lena Leaney, with wedding plans set for May, though their relationship has occasionally made headlines, such as after a reported argument following the Oklahoma Sooners game. On the other side of this comparison stands Shohei Ohtani, a player who has redefined expectations in Major League Baseball. After joining the MLB in 2017 with the Los Angeles Angels, Ohtani quickly established himself as a unicorn in the sport, excelling as both a pitcher and a hitter. Ohtani's accomplishments are staggering. He's a 3-time MVP award winner who recently signed the largest contract in sports history, a 10-year, $700 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers. His statistics speak volumes about his dual excellence, a career 3.01 ERA as a pitcher, while also blasting 54 home runs and stealing 59 bases last season. The Japanese star became the first player in MLB history to join the 50-50 club, 50-plus home runs and 50-plus stolen bases in a single season, in September 2023. His fastball has been clocked at 102 miles per hour, showcasing the rare physical gifts that have allowed him to dominate in 2 completely different baseball roles. Dodgers GM Brandon Gomes highlighted the extraordinary nature of Ohtani's dual role. He said, "It's really fascinating to be able to have not only the physical bandwidth, but it's taxing mentally to do just one." So Shohei Ohtani's ability to do both pitching and hitting is so impressive, and he takes the same attention and detail on both sides. We're very spoiled that he's one of the best in the game on both sides. Currently recovering from an elbow injury that has temporarily limited him to hitting duties, Ohtani is expected to return to pitching in 2025. The reaction to Hunter's comparison was swift and harsh. Baseball fans and professionals took to social media to voice their disagreement with the football star's assessment. New York Yankees player Jazz Chisholm Jr. responded on X, writing, "Amazing athlete, but not the same." MLB Network's baseball insider John Heyman was more direct, stating, no one in their right mind agrees with that." Former New York Mets pitcher Trevor May didn't hold back during his segment on MLB radio. He said, "I'm sorry, Travis, I understand what you mean, but no. Being as good as Ohtani in both ways is the most impressive thing that has ever existed in the sport." Fans were equally dismissive of Hunter's take. Social media exploded with comments calling his opinion delusional and the dumbest take I've heard in a very long time. Another fan wrote, "Dude needs to be humbled big time." While many pointed out that hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports, one particularly cutting comment noted, "If he does it in the NFL at a high level, I'll hear the argument, but at this point in time, it's laughable." The criticism extended beyond sports comparisons into Hunter's personal life, with one fan remarking, "Ohtani don't wait in the car for his girl at parties," referencing aspects of Hunter's relationship with his fiancée. What makes this backlash particularly interesting is that even Hunter's coach and mentor, Deion Sanders, who played both baseball and football professionally, reportedly stated that hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports. The controversy has raised questions about whether Hunter's comments might impact his NFL draft prospects. NFL teams are known to scrutinize not just players' on-field performances, but also their off-field behavior and attitudes. This situation draws parallels to Hunter's teammate Shedeur Sanders, who reportedly faced similar concerns. According to NFL Rookie Watch, Shedeur was being placed behind Cam Ward on several teams' boards now due to off-the-field attitude concerns. The report indicated that some NFL teams are reportedly concerned that Sanders isn't solely focused on football, but rather his rap career and creating a personality out of himself. One anonymous NFL GM reportedly identified red flags in Shedeur's personality, citing his fiery attitude and the watch flexing. This came shortly after Shedeur was seen visiting a car dealership and looking at a Maybach G-Wagon worth $1.4 million. Whether Hunter's confident statement about Ohtani will similarly affect his draft position remains to be seen. However, the incident has highlighted how NFL teams consider personality alongside athletic ability when making draft decisions. Despite the controversy, Hunter remains steadfast in his desire to continue as a two-way player in the NFL. During the Combine press conference, he made his intentions clear. He said,
"That's not my job to figure it out. I like to play both sides of the ball. If they give me the opportunity to play both sides of the ball, I'm play both sides."
Hunter even suggested he could handle 100% of the snaps at both positions, showcasing his immense confidence in his physical capabilities. Hunter explained his coach Deion Sanders has firmly supported Hunter's dual-position aspirations. Sanders stated emphatically to NFL teams, Sanders did acknowledge that teams could be creative in how they use Hunter, noting he don't have to do what we did with him here and play every snap. Following the initial backlash, Hunter has taken a strong stance in addressing his critics. He refuses to back down from his assessment while demonstrating respect for Ohtani's achievements. Hunter emphasized the extensive preparation that allows him to excel in both positions. "It doesn't happen very often because I put my body through so much during the week. I know how to treat my body and know what my body needs to be ready." His approach to the controversy reveals a player who views criticism as motivation rather than discouragement. Hunter appears determined to prove his detractors wrong through his performance on the field rather than through verbal rebuttals.
All right, we've got the guy now who is favored to be the first name called when the draft begins in late April. Miami quarterback Cam Ward. Cam, congratulations on your success and welcome to the show. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Appreciate you having me.
Oh, appreciate you very much. And I just saw you were talking over there, so I got some of my I have moles over there who tell me what you guys say.
Every NFL draft season brings the same tired story. Media analysts scramble to label emerging quarterbacks as the next Mahomes, next Hurts, or next Allen, as if these talented athletes are simply templates to be copied and pasted. The football world craves these easy comparisons. But occasionally, a player arrives who refuses to be confined by such simplistic labels.